Pratama takes the lead with a superb tight line to climb the hill.
That is extreme confidence right there from Pratama, isn't it?
Riate on the 51, and up the inside is the 50 of Carter Thompson, the Australian.
And look at the 13 of Hakim Danish as well. The series leader has managed to pick all their pockets nearly and up in towards second or third place now. But Riate snatches the lead right back from Carter Thompson. That was a brilliant set of moves.
The 15-year-old from Kyrgyzstan, his first time in pole position. He said it does feel really special to be sitting on the pole position for my first Rookies Cup. MotoGP Rookies Cup action. And away they go. Capuchin gets it rolling well. In fact, it's Carter Thompson that takes up the lead, but the 51 is there. It is our man Brian Riate who leads into the first corner, and you can see that dry line forming.
And a few riders getting pushed wide there, but it was the number 7 of Beñat Fernandez taking off a bit from the grid.
Then, and let's just see what he can make of this. He's a thinking man here. I think he's got the intelligence, and there's number 5 of Ramos. Well. I cursed him then, didn't I?
Yeah, oh, goodness me, we're just not going to mention anybody. We're going to check out, turn our microphones off, and there we go. Morelli just going past him there.
Absolutely superb stuff here. He really is feeling his way absolutely brilliantly at the moment. 17 laps of Rookies Cup action, and Brian is going to try and make it his own.
The 13 up from 13th on the grid to 8th position. Final corner, they come to complete that one.
And Brian head down then, 16 laps remaining. Carter Thompson in second place, head down, trying to reason just how Brian is making this work so well for him. The track is drying out.
Terrible start for Christian Daniel Jr. at the American down into 17th spot now behind Lucas Brown the Brit. Then, Peter, are we going to see a big load of tyre wear towards the end of the race?
Yeah, we could indeed. I think what we'll see even early on is people like Brian who know what they're doing. They're moving over and using the wet part of the track when they don't need the ultimate grip. But of course, down through this left-hander, it's wet.
To really see the difference of riders that are naturally confident in the wet and the ones that need to build into it. They come thundering down the waterfall now. Thompson chasing Riate. Beñat Fernandez falling back with Pratama.
Apparently Brian was overconfident last weekend in the wet. He set off, had about a 3-second lead and fell off on the first or second lap. Beñat Fernandez is towing the rest of the guys behind him. Veda Pratama is there as well, but it's up to Carter Thompson to chase Brian Riate.
The benchmark is a 1 minute 40 lap time. That's what the leading duo was setting that time around. A lot of others who are a bit more competitive setting 141s. Then the
going after Carter Thompson, he's relegated Beñat Fernandez to 4th on the number 7.
Imagine Pratama just going to be feeling his way into it, isn't he? More than used to crazy wet conditions like this from his times growing up in Indonesia and also in the Asia Talent Cup. They love a...
For the other Indonesian there he has got past Beñat Fernandez down off the waterfall, and Brian is being closed upon by Carter Thompson. Superb stuff from the Australian.
Carter really want to make side of the front fairing. You've got company, Brian.
He has, and I think I may be wrong, Matt, but I think he actually got somebody hit him and broke the clutch lever. I think actually that's what happened to Carter Thompson. I think that's what it was.
A mechanical failure caused by another rider.
Yeah, caused by another rider, but as you say, equally luckless. Anyway, nothing to do with him.
Conditions as well here so far this week. And then if you look through practices, actually, Peter, the times from there, you do see quite a few different names than we used to see up towards the sharp end. This sort of track is so different in its nature, whether it's wet or dry, isn't it, compared to others you go to?
Yeah, it is. It's all as you... There goes Carter Thompson. That's a brave move. That is a very brave move.
What an overtake that is. But has he made it stick? Perhaps not. Riate kept it pinned, tries to go up the inside, but no. So we have a new leader then. It's Carter Thompson, the number 50. This is brilliant. They cross the line then. It's Thompson from Riate, Pratama Ramadipa, Indonesia, 3rd and 4th, and that's pretty special. Zen Mitani from the back of the grid though, Peter, up to 11th place. That's very impressive for the Japanese rider.
Superb stuff, absolutely brilliant.
Or see what the gap is to the riders behind him. If they start to close, he's going to need to make a move and get back past Thompson, but for now, they are still 1.4 seconds back. They're going to cross the second intermediate now. And at the other riders, they're 1.4 again.
Riate, that's a warning shot.
He even set off his airbag, actually. I think he might have done. He's he's looking a bit more, I'm going to say plump.
Bit chunky.
He's been eating all the pies.
Well, of course, these Alpine Stars tech air suits are absolutely superb. The airbag can go off, of course, the tech air suit, but it then deflates itself and you've got a second canister. So, you know, you don't have to pull in or whatever, retire or anything. You've still got the reserve canister that will look after you.
Yeah, I'm not too sure whether he did or not. He could have just been right podium there. First one in Rookies Cup.
Ahead of the Mugello double winner, Veda Pratama, on the 54. So let's see. At the moment, they haven't closed the gap. But equally, it hasn't really grown either. So interesting to see now.
They're
closing.
Closer, isn't
yeah,
it?
they are closing. They are closing. Superb stuff.
0.8 of a second now. So Indonesia well on the hunt. They had a double winner in Rookies Cup last time out. Will they have yet another?
Brian Uriarte had a big slide. That was a warning. So he knows that he's pushing the limits, but he's having a look up the inside of Carter Thompson there into the first right-hander. Backs out of it. And they are being caught by Ramadipa and Pratama.
Finish your series leader in ninth at the moment. I think if he's not feeling too sure about things, that's probably a good enough finish, given his, how much he's got in hand.
Right, and now these Pirellis are superb in the feel that they give the riders, and that's why they're able to put on the green stuff.
Limits there, right?
Yeah, yeah, good grip.
What happens, you know, he's feeling really nervous at lunch, but once he gets into the groove out on track, he knows he's going to do really well, doesn't he? Those nerves start to strip off the radiator. Thompson fighting still for second spot with Ramadipa. That dry line well and truly formed in the braking zone now. Pratama just off the back of them. Closing in as well, watching what everybody's doing. He knows how to pick their pocket in the closing stages. On pole position, Sinterkant pushing down in 14th place, battling just for points now, unfortunately for him. He'll be praying for a dry race at the end of play tomorrow.
And Keandra Ramadipa relegates Carter Thompson to third place, and he's got his sights set on Brian.
Waterfall plunges down hill. You cannot believe how steep it is here. You know when something's so steep when you're walking down it, you can't help but start a little jog. That's how steep that is.
Going down the hill, yeah. And Brian still has the advantage, but it's nothing now, is it, to the 32 of Ramadipa?
The two of them, that time around, we have a four-way fight for the lead. Or do we, Peter? Because Gonzalez set a lap there 1 second quicker than the leaders. So Gonzalez bringing Plonk with him. Could we have a real race of two halves with 9 laps to go? It's 4.
Got another, oh dear, that is the end of Marco Morelli's race. He was nowhere either. You know, he started from the pit lane.
Looks like he just ran on, to be honest.
Yeah, and I noticed before he was right down the back of the field too, not having fun at all. You're looking back, you know, he's already thinking in those terms. Yeah, it is really a broad, dry line down here, and certainly with you know, 8 laps and a few corners to go, these tyres are going to be past their best very soon. It's still the advantage to Keandra Ramadipa.
So there we have Pratama side by side with Uriarte. That is as close as you like, and pushes him wide. Pratama, he loves to get his elbows out, doesn't he? Absolutely quality. Just blockbuster this lot, aren't they? So it is then, Peter. It will make front page news if they were to get a 1-2 here.
The social channels would go absolutely mad, won't they? Absolutely mad. Fantastic stuff. And he's pulling away. Ramadipa's pulling away. Now, Veda knows that he's got to stick with him here because it's he's pulling out sort of a couple of meters.
Too short, we'll have to ask him after race, because it looks like people are, the pace is slowing compared to what it was, so it could just be that tyre wear really coming in now, Peter.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Because the dry line is forming, so the track is getting faster, but the tyres are getting where affects the stability as well. You know, it looks worse than it is. It's not making the bikes unstable at all, but it just, you know, you can see it moving around. The carcass is getting very, very warm, and they really should be looking for the cool, wet patches of tarmac.
15.
And Ramadipa moving around big time as he came over the hill there and down. Those tyres certainly getting up to a very serious temperature now.
tell you what, DM Plonk absolutely on a roll here, whether it's wet or dry, he's really...
7th place, and that's very useful. He's got a handy points lead. He really doesn't need to do anything silly here, especially with Brian Uriarte not leading this. He's back in 3rd place.
There he is, just in the middle of our screens, ahead of Singapore. The Thai rider, and going neck and neck through to...
What you say to be absolutely true at the moment as they go through with 6 laps remaining.
Yeah, you got Dinesh just outbreaking the guys there in towards turn 1, going a bit wide, but how wide is he? Just cutting a different line of to me, to you. Barry and Paul Chuckle kind of deal with some of them.
Yeah, and everybody looking for the damp patches now. It's completely dry there as they tip it left and go down and onto a damp part of tarmac, but even that is drying out very quickly.
The noses of Zen Mitani and Kiatiak Singapong there. Mike Yu, impressive stuff, as is Brian Uriarte into the penultimate corner. Goodness me, that was good.
The way he went past Veda Pratama, the double winner from Mugello, is absolutely superb.
Goodness me, he could win this thing.
That's right. I mean, he's setting the quick lap times. Even as he passes other guys, it will have cost him as he went offline to pass Veda Pratama, and he's now got to deal with Brian Uriarte, but he has to do that because there's only 4.5 laps remaining.
Something happened to
at the 24 of the 17-year-old Frenchman Guillaume Planck.
Planck could be doing Dinesh a big favour here and keeping Uriarte at bay, but if it carries on like this as well, they've got to be careful of Veda Pratama too. He could still pick up a couple of spots, but how much have they used their tyres? One
pass Brian Uriarte. He's not Brian, of course, not an easy man to pass. Superb rider. He's not close enough to do it at the moment. In fact, he's run a little bit wide. Can he get closer to him going into the last corner? Brian uses all the road. It's absolutely
really turned a screw. He wants to keep Plonk at bay. The victory might have gone. He's relying on a mistake from Keandra Ramadipa to have any hopes of a win. Or is he? Has he kept something in his pocket?
Oh,
no, maybe.
There's nothing left in the pocket there.
Yeah.
Hang on to second, or is Guillaume going to go past him?
In terms of the championship, Dinesh is out of any sort of running for anything better than 10th. He's 2 seconds adrift from Fernandez in 9th now, 7 ahead of Christian Daniel Jr. So he's just got to sit there now and bring it home, has the Malaysian. 3 abreast through the waterfall. That's Rookies Cup at its best, but Uriarte was by far the bravest through turn 11 that time around. You can't just pull out a couple of tenths gap through one singular corner without supreme bravery through there. The 51 is
to it as they go across with just 3 laps remaining, 1.4 now, so it's 4 tenths bigger than it was a lap before.
So it could well be wrapped up for Ramadipa so long as he keeps it rubber side down in the closing stages. I hope I don't jinx him, but Brian's doing his absolute there down the start and finish straight. Ramadipa, this is, well, he knows how to do the business in the European Talent Cup. He's learning how to do it in the Red Bull Rookies Cup as well now. It could be 3 wins on the bounce for Indonesia, ladies and gents. It'll be front page news with a different face on the front cover.
And you can see the big...
Before they come. The dry line well and truly formed. Not sure how much Plonk and Pratama have got for Uriarte in these closing stages.
Just 2 laps remaining as they cross the line this time. 1 corner and then 2 laps. And Brian there. Line going into the corner now, but none of them are brave enough to stick it up the inside of Brian Uriarte. And now it's damp as they swing left-handed and go down the hill.
I do wonder what Veda's thinking at this point, Peter. The 54, we know how crafty and clever he is as well.
But there's only 2 laps remaining, a lap and a half really now, as you're on board with Brian Uriarte plunging down the hill.
Yeah, Uriarte just had a little bit left. Blimey, he's closed in again, Peter, by 4 tenths of a second. He can sniff a victory here.
Oh, Guillaume Planck there. He can see what's happening ahead of him, but Planck...
Straight back at him, Guillaume, well done.
But you can see as they flashed out of the screen, just how Uriarte is right on the tail of Ramadipa. They're going to go through now to start the last. Going to run wide, he cuts across Brian's nose, absolutely superbly. That was harsh but fair, absolutely superb stuff from Ramadipa. Brian had to back out of it.
It's like he's battled for the win a million times with confidence like that. He absolutely slammed the door shut right in his face. He's got a bloody nose from it. Here in Rookies Cup, the final lap here of race 1 at the Saxon Ring. This is entertainment at its best.
And Veda still knows that he can win this. If something goes wrong with these two at front, he can pick up the pieces very easily indeed. So Brian Ariarte is in second place, chasing around with Aoife. Really, it's got to hang on the brakes.
Wow.
Late. It's a dry line through here. He can't afford to let it run wide too. Then it's just the last corner, and it's Brian Ariarte who has the advantage on the black stuff. That's okay. Who can go up the inside? No, Brian, surely. If he gets a good drive, he's had a lousy drive a couple of times, but he...
Bintang muda Indonesia, Veda Ega Pratama, dari Mugello ke Aragon, semakin bersinar. Pada musim MotoGP 2025, satu nama muda asal Gunung Kidul, Yogyakarta, menjadi sorotan industri balap internasional, Veda Ega Pratama. Usia baru menginjak 16 tahun, Veda telah menunjukkan performa luar biasa, menorehkan sejarah dan mengibarkan merah putih di lintasan balap dunia. Sejarah gemilang di Red Bull Rookies Cup. Puncak prestasi Veda musim ini terjadi di Red Bull MotoGP Rookies Cup, ajang bergengsi yang menjadi batu loncatan menuju MotoGP. Dalam seri Mugello, Italia, dia membuat sejarah sebagai pembalap Indonesia pertama yang menyapu bersih 2 balapan, Race 1 dan Race 2, dan mengibarkan Indonesia Raya di podium tertinggi. Keberhasilan ini sontak mencuri perhatian media dan komunitas balap global. Torehan prestasi lain menghampiri saat ia kembali beraksi gemilang di Sachsenring, Jerman, meraih kemenangan yang menambah reputasi dominasinya musim ini. Langkah selanjutnya, debut di arena Junior GP World Championship. Kesuksesan tersebut memberinya tiket alami untuk tampil di FIM Junior GP World Championship. Pada debutnya di putaran keempat seri ajang ini di Motorland Aragon, Spanyol, Veda mencetak hasil impresif, finish di posisi ke-6 pada race 1 dan posisi ke-8 pada race 2. Hasil ini cukup untuk menempatkannya di posisi ke-13 klasemen sementara dengan koleksi 22 poin. Di race pertama, Veda memulai start dari posisi ke-8. Meski sempat terhalang problem teknis lainnya, ia mampu melonjak ke posisi ke-4 dan akhirnya finish ke-6. Pada race 2, ia sukses naik dari posisi ke-11 ke posisi ke-6 sebelum menyelesaikan lomba di urutan ke-8. Awal karir dan semangat keluarga. Veda mengawali karirnya sejak usia sangat muda. Inspirasi datang dari ayahnya, Sudarmono, mantan pembalap nasional di berbagai kelas, mulai dari bebek hingga Supersport 600. Dukungan keluarga terlihat konsisten, dari pemberian minipi saat berusia 5 tahun hingga didikan di Astra Honda Racing School yang membawanya ke Red Bull Rookies Cup. Red Bull, S6, Wikipedia, 2. Pada tahun 2023, Veda mengukuhkan diri sebagai pemenang Asia Talent Cup, menjadi yang pertama dari Indonesia, dan menjadikannya salah satu talenta muda paling bersinar. Tekad membangun karir dan inspirasi bangsa. Meski baru memasuki kejuaraan dunia, Veda menegaskan bahwa musim debutnya ini adalah proses pembelajaran intens. Saya puas bisa mengubah situasi, belajar banyak tentang motor, tim, dan kompetisi. Semoga bisa konsisten, ujarnya polos namun penuh tekad. Bagi dunia balap Indonesia, prestasi Veda bukan sekadar angka. Ia menjadi simbol harapan dan inspirasi bagi generasi muda. Bahwa dengan dedikasi, kerja keras, dan dukungan sistem pembinaan yang tepat, seperti dari Astra Honda Racing Team, AHRT, pintu menuju panggung balap dunia terbuka lebar. Kesimpulan, masa depan cerah pembalap muda Indonesia. Dari Mugello hingga Aragon, dari Red Bull Rookies Cup hingga Junior GP World Championship, Veda Ega Pratama terus menunjukkan potensi dan semangat membara. Kini berada di jalur tercepat menuju MotoGP, Veda bukan hanya merajut mimpi pribadi, tetapi juga mengentas kebanggaan nasional.